So I'm back on the theme of grief, and but today the theme of grief is more about people who have a diagnosis. So you've received a diagnosis from your doctor, and suddenly your life is completely different, or it feels completely different. So you've got this, it could be enormous. Usually it's a big thing. It doesn't matter what the diagnosis is. It's kind of, so you were getting on with your life, you were doing your best, you're doing all the right things to be healthy, or maybe you weren't. Maybe you're someone that led a really unhealthy lifestyle, and now you've got this diagnosis. So your reaction there can be, oh my God, why didn't I live my life better? And you just beat yourself up. And, so it's almost like one extreme or the other. It's like, well, I did my best here and I still got sick. Or, I did awful things to my body and I didn't look after myself, and now I deserve this. And neither of those are really, really helpful to you. So when we get a diagnosis, we do go through a process of grief. And it's really interesting because I suppose my initial diagnosis was when I was a kid. And I didn't understand, I don't understand all these concepts of grief, and they definitely weren't talking about it back in those days. It wasn't how it was dealt with. There was no psychological support whatsoever. It's like, here's your diagnosis, and to your parents, there's your child, she has her diagnosis, here's what she takes, get on with your life. And there's so much more to it than that. And there's different stages of your life and how a disease can impact you. And, when your life is going really, really well and you're managing things really well, life can feel absolutely great and it doesn't feel any different. And then other times when there's stress, either a small amount or a huge amount, and you suddenly think, well, bloody hell, I thought I was dealing with this really brilliantly, and here I am back to square one. And I thought I was on top of this, and that, I suppose, feeling of that I've lost control, and that delusion that we think that we always either have to be in control or that we actually are in control, because life isn't like that. Life is up and down. It throws things at us, and you just happen to be someone that has something else to deal with as well as life. But you can do it, and you can do it in a way that life feels good, and life has joy, and life has fun, and and you're the same as everyone else except for this one thing. And yes, maybe your energy levels are challenged, so therefore you can't always join in with everyone else, but it doesn't mean that you have to have a life that's completely isolated. And I think sometimes when we start believing that, and that belief grows and grows and grows, and then we forget that actually that is not true, or nobody's ever told you that it's not true. And there are things that you can do, always things you can do to make your life better, just that little bit, and then another little bit, and then another little bit. And suddenly you're thinking, oh my God, my life is full of possibility. That's it, guys. Bye for now.